Now, I will fill all of this part out later and then paste this and all of that on Blue Sky. But as it's our first review, what did we think? Because for me, let's break it down. Dragon Age Veilguard. Gameplay. Out of 10, I would say the combat itself was pretty decent most of the time. And there were definitely very frustrating bits to it. So that docks it a few points. Especially because, I would get stuck in corners. I would get overwhelmed by just like the sheer amount of enemies. Right? That was not fun. And also, the gameplay itself wasn't just the combat. The combat was like an okay part of it. The action was fun. However, it felt like it was a very start-stop process in that there would be stretches of time where things felt like they were moving. We were doing a quest. We were doing a story bit. And then everything would freeze because my companion was a little bit sad. And then I would have to spend about an hour making sure that they're not sad with a dialogue quest. How are you going to make an action-adventure RPG where you have to stop and do a little walking simulator for an hour? Right? That was a type of quest that really specifically pissed me off, and it happened so often. Then as well, I hated the lighthouse. I hated the lighthouse system. I felt like constantly going between missions and the lighthouse and having to check to see if people wanted to talk, if people had quests just in the lighthouse. And then if you missed it, because we did go back in time at one point because we did miss a whole bunch of stuff because I just didn't check between two story quests. I didn't check back in at the lighthouse, so I would have missed a whole slew of companion shit, right? So for that, even with all of the good, all of the bad kind of almost outweighs it, but I would say it's a solid 5 out of 10, gameplay-wise. Ease of use, I would say 4 out of 5. Almost no issues. There were times when things got overwhelming, but overall, it was pretty fine. And launching myself off of a cliff did happen, but there was no interruption. So that's fine. Cost value. Cost value, I'm going to be honest, $70 games? $80 games? Like Canadian? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You'd love more redeems so you could use 1K to do a silly? That's a good suggestion. I will think of more redeems. $80 games? And for that, cost value 2 out of 5 for Veilguard. It was definitely not worth the price. And usually I take the length of a game into consideration when I think about the price. But I think the length of time spent having fun in total, not worth the $70 price tag. Level design. Level design was pretty decent. A lot of locations were reused, but I think they were reused well. I would give it a 4 out of 5 in terms of level design. Veilguard is too short for its price in terms of full-on gameplay. Yes. I stretched that baby out because I am loot-brained. Okay? Art style, 5 out of 5. Love the art style. Love the art direction. That's the shining piece for me. 5 out of 5. $60 max. Keep in mind when I say prices, I'm talking about Canadian. So a $60 game is going to be $70 to $80 here. So I am saying Canadian prices. Narrative. 1 out of 5. Even my sweet Emmerich romance could not make up for the bullshit that we just witnessed. And the bullshit that we witnessed for 77 hours is crazy. 1 out of 5. Replay value, 0 out of 5. There's no reason for me to replay this. I will never replay this. Maybe somebody would say, hey, I might want to get a different ending. I'll give it a generous 1 out of 5. And for a $70 game, that's fucked up. If the plot was doing more for $60, it would be great. Exactly. However, sound design. Sound design for the most part was good. I would say it was pretty mediocre. There was a lot of call-outs during combat. There was a lot of fun environmental sounds. There were times when things got a little bit overwhelming. And I would say for a 5 out of 5, the soundtrack would have to be memorable, spectacular. Like Crypt of the Necro Dancer would get a 5 out of 5. You know what I mean? So for sound design, pretty mediocre. I would say 3 out of 5. Not bad, but not great. Accessibility. I didn't really have very much trouble with it. I do have some nerve damage in my hands, so it was nice that I was able to rebind my keys to like mouse buttons, so I could just use my thumb to like dodge and stuff like that. That was beautiful. I didn't check out the colorblind options, so I don't know how that would be, but there was so much stuff going on at the screen at the same time that I got overwhelmed easily. And as someone who gets very visually overwhelmed, not the greatest. So once again, I would say it'd be a 3 out of 5 for that. So, all in all, let's do some quick math. Why don't we? Let me see. Let's see. 5 plus 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 1 plus 1 plus 3 equals 28. A 28. It's a 28 out of 50. Ooh. That's a 28 out of 50. Damn, I failed high school. How dare you? What about the sound design of Rhythm Castle? Rhythm Castle was very, very fun, but it was a little bit confusing at times. I would give that like a 4. Is there going to be a new Elden Ring? I think there's going to be a new DLC or spin-off. I don't know. I don't really follow Elden Ring. Have I played Hello Charlotte? I have not played Hello Charlotte. Can you DM me what Hello Charlotte is? The game score? Okay, I was like, how did I fail? Yeah, no. 28 out of 50? That's atrocious. Especially for a $70 game. Okay. So yeah, like the screen states, this is my very biased and extremely unfair rating system, but these are my true thoughts. My true feelings. The Veilguard. And then we're gonna current selected text. Wow. DA. The Veilguard. Beautiful. You love to see it. So before I post this, I am going to put up a little guy in here. And I also have a separate scene where I'm just going to do with this little score. But, yeah. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'm not sure what we're going to do tomorrow. We're probably going to do some casual games tomorrow. And there's no reason for me to start at 5 because we finished it. Holy shit, we did it. Claps in chat, we did it. I don't have to launch this game anymore. That's crazy. I'm going to put Emmerich on my starting soon screen where we put up everybody that we've romanced on stream. Or if the game doesn't have romance options, everyone that we would have romanced in whatever RPG we were playing at the time.